Every project manager knows this problem. You have the project tracker in one file, meeting notes in another file, risks in a separate log, and updates coming from different stakeholders. Then leadership expects you to turn all that scattered information into one clear project update. In this video, I will show you how Claude AI can help a project manager turn project files into real project insight. We are not creating a dashboard yet. We are not creating a PowerPoint deck yet. This video is about the foundation. Can Claude read the project files and analyze the project like a project manager? On this channel, I am exploring practical ways to use AI for real business work, especially in project management, finance, reporting, business analysis, and automation. This is not a theory video. This is a practical demonstration. The scenario for today is a finance reporting automation project. The company is moving from manual Excel-based finance reporting to a more automated reporting process using Power BI and better data workflows. But as with many real projects, the work is not perfectly smooth. There are delays, access issues, data quality concerns, resource constraints, and stakeholder requests. The business problem is simple. Project managers often spend too much time trying to understand what is really happening across the project. One file shows task progress. Another file contains meeting notes. The risk log may show formal risks. Stakeholder updates may reveal hidden concerns that are not yet reflected in the plan. The challenge is not just summarizing the documents. The real challenge is connecting the dots. Is the project still on track? What is the current health rating? Which risks need escalation? Which decisions are required? What should the project manager focus on next? That is where Claude can become useful for project managers. Here is the project folder I will use for the demonstration. The folder contains the project tracker, Microsoft Project copy-paste version, meeting notes, risk log, stakeholder updates, a Visio process flow, and the CLAUDE.md briefing note. This is very close to how real project information is stored in many organizations. It is not always clean. It is not always inside one perfect project management system. So today, I want Claude to act like my AI project management assistant and help me interpret what these files are telling me. Let us start with the project tracker. This tracker is structured with main tasks and subtasks, similar to a work breakdown structure in Microsoft Project. It includes major phases such as project initiation, requirements, data access, data preparation, dashboard build, testing, training, deployment, and closure. For each task, we have duration, start date, finish date, predecessor, owner, percentage complete, status, and notes. Some early work has already been completed. The kickoff is complete. Governance is set up. The reporting scope has been confirmed. The current manual Excel process has been mapped. The dashboard wireframe has also been prepared. But the tracker also shows early warning signs. The data access request is delayed. Requirement sign-off is at risk. Data extraction work is dependent on access approval. That means later work such as data modeling, dashboard build, validation, and testing could be affected. This is the first thing I want Claude to detect. Not just task completion, but project risk emerging from the plan. The folder also includes a Microsoft Project copy-paste version of the same plan. This is useful because many project managers prefer to manage schedules in Microsoft Project. For this video, I will not spend too much time inside Microsoft Project. I only want to show that the project plan has a realistic project management structure, with main tasks, subtasks, dates, predecessors, owners, and progress. The important point is that Claude will be analyzing realistic project planning data, not random demo text. Now let us look at the meeting notes. These notes are intentionally a little messy because real meeting notes are often messy. In the meeting notes, the finance lead is concerned about month-end close and resource availability. The IT lead says data access approval is still pending. Sales finance is asking for additional price-volume mix analysis. The BI developer can continue with sample data for now, but full development depends on proper access. The sponsor wants clarity before the next steering committee meeting. These notes contain important project signals, but those signals are scattered inside normal meeting language. A good project manager needs to extract the implications. Claude can help with that. Next, let us review the risk log. This file contains risks and issues around data access, scope creep, requirements sign-off, data quality, resource availability, Power BI gateway setup, user adoption, security, schedule compression, and benefits tracking. This risk log is important because it formalizes the concerns that appear in the project tracker and meeting notes. For example, if data access is delayed, that is not only an IT issue. It can affect the data model, dashboard build, user testing, deployment, and the overall timeline. So I want Claude to connect the risk log with the tracker and meeting notes, then explain what it means for the project. Now let us look at stakeholder updates. This file contains informal updates from the project manager, finance lead, BI developer, IT lead, data governance, sales finance, finance analyst, PMO analyst, and the project sponsor. This is where we may see hidden concerns that are not always fully captured in the project plan. For example, one stakeholder may be concerned about timing. Another may be asking for extra scope. Another may be waiting for approval. A project manager must turn those comments into clear decisions and actions. This is another reason why Claude can be useful. It can help synthesize stakeholder signals and identify what needs management attention. Before asking Claude to analyze the files, I will use a Claude.md briefing note. Think of this as an onboarding note for the AI assistant. Instead of repeatedly explaining what I want, I put the project role, rules, output structure, and quality standards in one file. In this briefing note, I tell Claude to act as an AI project management assistant. I tell it to review the tracker, meeting notes, risk log, stakeholder updates, and process flow if available. I also tell it not to invent facts, to separate facts from assumptions, to identify delayed and at-risk tasks, to highlight decisions required, and to produce a concise project insight report. This is important because vague prompts produce vague outputs. A strong briefing note helps Claude behave more like a structured project management assistant and less like a generic chatbot. Now I will use a structured prompt. The prompt follows 4 parts: context, instruction, input, and output. The context explains the business situation and the purpose of the demo. The instruction tells Claude exactly what analysis to perform. The input section lists the files and the specific things Claude should examine. The output section defines the report format I want. This structure is very useful because it reduces ambiguity. For project managers, this is especially important. We do not only want a nice summary, we want a management-ready analysis that helps us prepare for decisions. Now I will ask Claude to review the folder and produce a project insight report. I want it to identify the overall health rating, explain the rating, summarize accomplishments, detect delayed and at-risk tasks, identify top risks and issues, list decisions required, and recommend next actions for the project manager. The key instruction is that Claude should not invent facts. If information is missing, it should say so. That matters because when using AI for business work, the human still remains accountable for accuracy. Now let us run the prompt and see what Claude produces. Now Claude has produced the Project Insight Report. The first thing I want to check is the overall project health rating. Claude has rated the project as Amber. That makes sense because the project is not failing, but there are clear warning signs. The data access request is delayed, requirement sign-off is at risk. Data extraction depends on approval. There are data quality concerns. And there is a scope request from sales finance. Next, Claude highlights accomplishments. This is important because good project reporting should not only focus on problems. It should also show the progress already made. Then Claude identifies the delayed and at-risk tasks. This is where the analysis becomes useful for the project manager. A delayed data access request is not just one line item in a schedule. It may affect downstream tasks such as data profiling, Power Query staging, semantic model build, dashboard development, validation, and user testing. Claude also identifies decisions required from leadership. This is one of the most important parts of the output. A good project status update should not only say what is happening, it should make clear what decisions are needed to keep the project moving. For example, leadership may need to help escalate the data access approval. They may also need to decide whether the sales finance request should be included in Phase 1 or moved to Phase 2. This is where AI can help project managers turn information into insight. Before accepting the output, I will ask Claude to review its own analysis. This is important because AI can sound confident even when it is incomplete. So I want Claude to check whether any claims are unsupported, whether any assumptions need to be stated, whether any risks need clearer escalation, and whether action items need owners or due dates. This step helps improve the quality of the analysis, but it does not remove the need for human review. The project manager must still validate the output before using it in a real business environment. So, what have we achieved in this video? We started with scattered project files, a tracker, meeting notes, a risk log, stakeholder updates, and process context. Claude reviewed those files and produced a structured project insight report. The report identified the health rating, the reasons behind the rating, key accomplishments, delayed tasks, at-risk tasks, risks, decisions required, and recommended next actions. This is valuable because project managers do not only need more data, they need help turning project information into decisions. That is where AI can support the project manager. Now let me be clear, Claude is not replacing the project manager. The project manager still needs judgment, stakeholder management, escalation skills, negotiation, accountability, and leadership. But Claude can reduce the time spent reading scattered information and preparing for project reviews. It can help the project manager spot risks earlier, structure the update better, and prepare more clearly for leadership conversations. So the practical use of AI in project management is not just writing summaries. It is helping the project manager move from scattered information to better insight. In this video, I focused only on project analysis. In the next video, I will take the analysis further. I will show how Claude can turn this project insight into practical reporting outputs, an HTML dashboard, an executive status report, a stakeholder update email, and an action tracker. That will show how we can move from analysis to reporting. So that is how I used Claude AI to turn project files into real project insight. The main lesson is simple. Do not use AI only for random prompts. Use AI to solve real project management problems. If you are a project manager, business analyst, finance professional, or manager, this is one of the practical AI skills worth developing. If you found this useful, subscribe to the channel because I will be building more practical AI workflows for project management, finance, business analysis, and automation. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.